Hello, good afternoon. We are in noisy, crazy Kathmandu. It's our first time here. In this video, we're going to give you our first impressions of this vibrant, kind of crazy city. Depending which country you're from, you can easily get a tourist visa online. If you don't get one in advance, you can simply use one of the machines in the arrival hall at the airport to get your visa. Enter your details and go to the fee counter, pay the required fee and you're good to go. It's cash only and fees can be paid in pretty much any currency. There are also ATMs in the arrival hall giving Nepali rupees. Also, there are plenty of currency exchange shops and places to buy a SIM card. Just walk outside, there are hundreds of taxi options to take you to your hotel. We'll leave a link in the description box below to the hotel we stayed at. They provided a driver to collect us at the airport, which was super simple. Make sure you stick out to the end of the video to find out our lasting impressions on Kathmandu. So we arrived around 12 hours ago. We're here on a short flight from Qatar. Sorry about the noise of traffic, it's insane.
We are staying in the Thamel area of Kathmandu, which is kind of quite touristy.
Well, this is where the action is. This is where you want to be for all your visits. Very close to the Monkey Temple, Durbar Square, those kind of things. So our first experience of Nepali hospitality was at the airport. There was a big queue for people coming home for Diwali. One of the airline workers, a nice lady, she opened the barrier and let us go to the front of the queue to check in first. She gave us some fantastic seats on the plane with a view of the Himalayas coming in. Note that if you're coming on a plane, make sure you try to get a seat on the left hand side of the plane, because that's where the good view is. So the place is very noisy, very hustly bustly, very trafficy. Currency is the Nepali rupee. 1,000 Nepali rupee is around £5.50 UK money, which translates to about $7 US. One strange fact, there are lots and lots of dogs, but I don't think we've seen a cat yet. I would suggest that you should stay in the Thamel area. It's pretty close to everything, all the main attractions, and you get pretty much anywhere in Kathmandu. Thamel is around 10-15 minute drive from the airport. Short taxi is about $5 or 1,000 Nepali rupees. You can get some Nepali rupees on your way in from somewhere. There's also cash machines, ATMs at the airport, and hundreds of cash machines in and around Thamel area. Exchange rate's not too bad. As I said, 1,000 rupees is about $6 or $7 US. A large beer from a restaurant or cafe is going to cost you between 650 and 750 rupees. The same one from a local store is going to cost you about 350 rupees. A light meal such as a plate of momo is going to cost you between 250 and 350 inside the Thamel area. Outside in the local area it's going to cost you 200 for the same meal.
Everywhere you look there are stalls selling you food, from local food, momos, dal bats, soup, noodles, to obviously Western cuisine. However, there isn't a McDonald's here or anything like that, but there are loads of places that will sell you Western food if that is what you want. However, prices of food a little bit more expensive this area because it's catering to the tourists, probably a little bit cheaper outside.
On the subject of cash, namaste! On the subject of cash, US dollars are accepted. There are also money exchanges dotted around everywhere. There's past another one here. They're everywhere in the Thamel area.
There are some very good budget hotels. The one we are staying in, it cost us maybe 3,000 rupees per night, and that included breakfast
for two people
and a pickup from the airport as well. So So there are some really good deals to be had. Obviously it depends what sort of hotel you want to stay in. The one we're in is clean, it's tidy, bed's comfy, hot water.
We'll leave a link to the hotel we stayed at in the description box below.
Yeah, and it's really central and actually on quite a quiet street as well.
Which is something to bear in mind if you're staying in Thamel. It's quite noisy at night into the hours of the morning. There are gift shops everywhere, jewellery shops, bag shops, clothes shops. If you want to buy a cashmere sweater, you definitely come to the right place. Trips, travel and tourist shops. Suggest you look around and bargain. As Lucy said, there's lots of little temples around as you're walking around, just in the middle of nowhere. SIM cards are available at the airport, also at every other shop in the Thamel area. However, we used an Airlo SIM. Cost us $6 for 7 days with 1 gig of data. Seems to be holding up quite well, the speeds are quite fast. And there's usually Wi-Fi in every cafe and every hotel. We do highly suggest that you eat the local Nepali food while you're here. There's also quite a fusion of Tibetan food, and there's a small Chinatown area on your way out of Thamel. So momos, dal bat, kana sets, and thukpa, which is a noodle soup, should be high on your list to eat when you're in Kathmandu. And while we're on the subject of local food, dotted around Thamel there, as Lucy said, there are some little street food carts, very inexpensive snacks. To be honest, the best food is hidden away down some little side streets. We sat last night in somebody's living room having a plate of momos, which cost about 150 rupees. And also we had some buffalo meat skewers on a building site with some locals and the beer out of a can. Absolutely amazing, and something you should think about rather than eating in the Western and expensive branded restaurants. Also, the taxis are relatively cheap. So all the official taxis have yellow painted roofs, very small cars. Going to cost you around 500 to 600 rupees for a 2 to 3 kilometre ride. There's also the local rickshaws. I don't know how much a rickshaw costs. So I just spoke to a local rickshaw driver. He's saying for just a general trip around the city, it's going to cost you about 200 rupees. And for a 1 hour trip with the driver, it's going to cost 1,000 rupees, which is about $6. Namaste. Regarding taxis, there are a couple of apps. We looked at them, they don't seem to work very well. There's not a lot of drivers available. A taxi driver will try to get the most out of you, absolutely. These are the taxis you'll be looking for in the background, over there. When you get in a taxi and ask how much, they will show an app in their phone and it'll say it should be this, 800, 900. They're just trying to have your pants down. Don't do it, but you should always haggle. But anywhere, any shops, any stores, please haggle with the people. You should, it's welcome, but don't try to take advantage, as the place is very poor, the people are very poor, and they are doing their best to make a living. There's also a lot of fake North Face items, so you should be looking at paying around 1,500 for a cheap North Face jacket, fake of course, or copy of course. The new ones that have come out, the Summit, they're around $700 US to buy, and they do some excellent real super downfilled copies here. Cost you about $60. So if you want to save some money, buy one for when you're going back home or when you're going trekking. If you're going up in the mountains, there's 1,000 shops to buy anything and everything that you absolutely need. This lady looks really happy in her rickshaw.
There are several different types of beer to try here. This one is a Gurkha, and there's a premium and a strong version. There are also some draft beers as well that we've seen, so let's try them all.
Also around Thamel there are lots of alcohol liquor shops. You're paying about half the price you are in a cafe or restaurant, around 350 for a bigger bottle or 180 for a small bottle. There are plenty of international whiskies and international beers also available, and price is not too bad remembering where you are.
First impressions of Kathmandu are everybody is super friendly, it's noisy, it's hustly bustly, there's traffic everywhere and there's dogs everywhere, but they're really just placid and well looked after. There's little temples wherever you look to, and everybody seems really friendly, and it's got a really nice feel to it. You don't feel intimidated, it's nice to walk around.